Today, we're diving into a massive theological idea, one that connects the very first words of the Bible to the central figure of the New Testament. It's a journey that, honestly, redefines everything we think we know about creation and sacrifice.
You know the phrase. It's one of the most powerful, most iconic lines ever written. Four simple words that, in the book of Genesis, literally ignite the entire universe. It's the ultimate command, spoken into nothingness. And that leads to a really fascinating question. I mean, the immediate answer is pretty simple, right? God. But Christian theology offers a much more specific answer, and it's one that uncovers this hidden thread, running from the very beginning of the story all the way to its dramatic end. To figure out the specific identity of this voice, we actually have to look beyond Genesis. The clues aren't just in the Old Testament. No, they come into crystal clear focus in the New Testament, seen through a very specific philosophical and theological lens.
The entire foundation for this idea, for putting a name to the voice that spoke creation into being, it all hinges on one single pivotal word from the original Greek.
And that word is logos. To really get who spoke, "Let there be light," we first have to wrap our heads around this concept of the logos. And the richness of this word logos is so key. It doesn't just mean word, like something you read on a page. Think of it more like the divine reason, the cosmic blueprint, the active, intelligent force that brings order and meaning out of pure chaos. It's the thought behind the creation itself. And right here, this is where the New Testament just lays it all out. The Gospel of John opens by taking this powerful Greek concept and putting it right at the heart of everything. The Logos wasn't just from God, the text says it was with God, and it was God. It's this incredible statement of both unity and distinction right there in the first verse. Okay, so if the Logos is this divine creative force, this cosmic architect, the next question is pretty obvious. Who is it? And the answer is the central claim of this entire idea. And there it is. That's the crucial link. The author of John's Gospel and pretty much all of early Christian theology directly identifies Jesus Christ as this pre-existent Logos. So what does that mean? It means he wasn't just a prophet who showed up in history, he was the eternal Word, the divine reason, who was there at the dawn of time. I know, that is a massive theological claim. So where does this idea even come from, that this Logos, who they say is Christ, was the one actively building the universe? Is there more scriptural backup for this? And the answer is, yeah, absolutely. It's a really consistent idea across the New Testament. Just 2 verses later, John's Gospel says it plain as day. Through him, the Logos, Christ, all things were made. And then you have the Apostle Paul writing to the Colossians saying the exact same thing. He emphasizes that everything, from heaven to earth, visible and invisible, was created in him and through him. The argument is pretty clear. Christ was the hands-on agent of creation. Now, this is where the whole concept goes from being this big, cosmic, philosophical idea to something incredibly personal and, frankly, dramatic. Because if you hold this idea of Christ as the creator, you are forced to deal with a mind-blowing contradiction. Think about it. On one hand, you have the image of this all-powerful cosmic architect, the voice that literally commands light into existence. And on the other hand, you have the image of a humble, suffering man from Galilee. This theology insists they are one and the same person. Just try to picture that for a second. According to this view, the very same intelligence, the same personal force that engineered galaxies and spun planets into orbit, that crafted humanity, those were the very same hands that were later pierced with nails and fastened to a Roman cross. And that right there is the core paradox and the staggering power of this claim. The Creator willingly enters his own creation and submits to the most vulnerable, painful death imaginable. So what's the point of all this? Why is it so important in this way of thinking to see the Creator and the Redeemer as the exact same person? What does that unification accomplish? Well, it changes the entire story. Suddenly, redemption isn't some plan B that another character has to come in and enact. No, it's the original author stepping into the story to fix his own creation. It makes the entire Bible feel like one single, cohesive story about one essential figure who is there at the very beginning and is there at the climax. And, maybe most powerfully, it suggests that the creative force that built the universe and the power of sacrificial love are just two expressions of the exact same divine nature. And that really leaves us with one final thought to wrestle with. If the architect of the entire cosmos is also the ultimate model of self-sacrifice, what does that tell us about the fundamental fabric of reality itself? It puts forward this radical idea that maybe the greatest power in the universe isn't domination or control, but love.